So the Black Stars lost their first game in Group C to the Atlas Lions of Morocco by 1-0. The Black Stars had intended to either win this game or get a draw, but unfortunately, we were unlucky and we lost the game. Well, there were some positives and there were some negatives in the game that was played, and today I'm here with my colleagues to look at the performance of some of the Black Stars players that featured in the game against Morocco. So I have here with me Joel Ishen, our astute commentator, as well as my brother over here, Emmanuel. Guys, you're welcome.
All right, thank you very much, Joseph.
Ima, what are your initial thoughts on the game against Morocco yesterday?
I think the scoreline was expected, although we were hoping that the Black Stars would start the tournament on a good note. And if you ever doubted that Ghana is underdog in this tournament, I think yesterday's results shows that clearly we are underdogs because we didn't play like favorites. So losing to Morocco, I think it's fair.
Quickly, let's delve into why we are here. The performance of the players, starting off with our goalkeeper, Jojo Olakot. Joe, were you impressed with his performance despite conceding one goal?
You know, on a scale of 1 to 10, I think I will give Jojo 6. In the first half, both Jojo and then goalkeeper Yashin Bono didn't do anything in the game because both teams were careful when they were attacking. But in the second half, he had like a point-blank save against Amrabat, and that would have made the scoreline 2-0. As for the goal you conceded, you cannot blame him because at the time that the ball was in the 18-yard box, we had about 6 Ghanaian players who were there. They were just watching the ball for Yashin Bufa, to come and then play the ball. I have issues with his control when he received probably maybe a back pass. So I think Jojo will have to work on his control in the goalpost. But, you know, he is the best goalkeeper we have in the camp. So there is nothing we can do about that.
Okay, gentlemen, let's keep it short. What about this guy, Andy Yadom? He was in defense for the Black Stars.
Sure.
Ima, what are your thoughts?
For once, I enjoyed Andy Yadom.
Okay.
And, you know, the part that you don't get the most out of Andy Yadom is his offensive game. But yesterday he did very well with his defensive duties. So I think going forward he has to work on his offensive duties because this is a tournament and fullbacks count a lot in terms of team scoring. So if you're a fullback and you can't contribute to a team's attack, then it means you are not doing
so
good.
how will you rate his performance over 10?
I'll give him 5.
5 over 10. Okay. 5 Let's move on and look at the Leicester City defender. I'm talking about Daniel Amati. Joe, Daniel Amati was superb yesterday for me, but for the goal that we conceded. Well, looking at his performance, what will you rate him? Let's keep it simple.
You know, Amati did a good job on keeping the striker, Azia Akoma, I think is Zakaria. He did a good job on him, but I also think that Amati and then Ijiku should be blamed for the goal, irrespective of the fact that Thomas Tepati had the good opportunity to clear the ball out of danger. But it is his duty as the most experienced man in our defense to make sure that our defense have been arranged well and they are aware of what's going on in their box. And Fateh didn't make many mistakes. So Fateh too, he was average on the day, and I'll give him 5.
Okay. What about Alexander Jiku? Emmanuel, this guy, this is first time at the tournament.
Debutant, so you would expect that at some point in the game he will lose his head and all that. But his pair with Daniel Amati, I've never been satisfied.
Why? Why do you keep saying that?
Yes. Alexander Jiku and Daniel Amati haven't been the best centre pairs for Ghana. So I think that he should step up a little bit, and Daniel Amati should take control of the back line and organize the defense well. But on a day, he did a good job. I mean, our brightest chance that we got in the game was a long ball from Alexander Jiku to Kamal Dean, who set up Joseph Pence for that killer.
So in summary, what will be your rating?
So in summary, I'll give Alexander Jiku 6 over 10.
Well, the Chelsea man who now plays for Reading FC. Baba Rahman, for me, I think he was one of our best players in the game. But for the goal that was scored, the game against Algeria, all 3 goals were scored through that Gideon Mensah's position. And luckily enough, he was playing in that position. The goal again came from there.
No, but you see, for the goal, you can't blame him because there was an attempt to clear the ball, but Partey was in the way. So for the goal, you can't blame him. And to me, if you take out Joseph Pinto, I think he was our best performer on the day. He did a good job on Achraf Hakimi, and you could see that the Moroccans wanted to build their attack from his place, and that's where Achraf Hakimi plays. And he did very well. He kept him out of the game for most part of the game, and I think I'll give him 7 for his performance on the day.
I think I agree with him, 7/10 for him. But in midfield, we have Baba Idrisu and Thomas Partey. Baba Idrisu, Emmanuel, your thoughts on this Mallorca player?
Yesterday, Baba Idrisu played at the base of the midfield. And if you are playing at the base of the midfield, you are expected to break opposition defensive line and then also stop attacks by intercepting and winning balls for your number 8 to distribute. But I didn't see that with Baba Idrisu. His performance was average, and I think I'll give him 4.
Next game against Gabon, do you expect to see him or Wakaso or Edmond Addo, because you have options? I
enjoyed Edmond Addo and Partey in the Algeria friendly because Edmond Addo plays similar to Thomas Partey.
But you consider how many goals?
No. In our distributions, no. Against Algeria, we were able to build up in some
yes,
situations.
but we were able to do it, but we considered 2 goals from losing balls in the midfield.
Look, with Baba Idrisu, he's so poor in his distribution that our build-up is very slow.
So we have to rely on what will you give him?
Long balls. 10? I'll give him 4/10.
Okay. Joe, you have Thomas Partey, the Arsenal man.
Our biggest disappointment on the day. See, though I was not overly impressed with the performance of Baba Idrisu, but he kept it simple. You win the ball, give it to Partey. Win the ball, give it to Andre or any of the guys around. This is the guy, because now you are not playing as a defensive midfielder. You are playing as a box-to-box. You have somebody who is staying constantly in front of the back 4. So this is the guy who was supposed to create all our chances, open up play for us. But it was...
Why don't you credit the Moroccans? Because they did very good. They did a good job.
But you see, they did a good job. Then the Moroccan coach had Roman size, a defender, doing 2 jobs on the day. We are talking about Thomas Partey.
I know,
40 million. Yes, he's better than all your Nigerian midfielders combined.
He complicates the game sometimes because sometimes he has to make things simple.
Because Baba Idrisu didn't have control over the midfield. Sometimes he had to draw back and all
That's
that.
the point.
Partey wasn't himself. He couldn't possess the ball forward
progressively. But see, even with the ball, we are talking about Partey that in the last 4 weeks for Arsenal, he has been creating chances from even
playing at the base.
Deep. I'm coming deep. But now, you see, whenever he comes to the Black Stars and he's being played as a number 6, you hear the friends of Partey in quote saying that he's not a defensive midfielder.
That's for the Black Stars.
And the first person who will say that is Coach Opele. If Partey had played as a number 6 this morning, you would have been hearing Opele. Well, now he's free, open up play, and I also give him 4.
Kamaldeen Sulemana. Yes, that's the league battle between a PSG player and our own Kamaldeen. Yes,
another disappointment.
I wasn't expecting him
but
to
this is
start.
his first tournament.
Yeah, this is his first tournament. I wasn't expecting him to
Who were you
start.
expecting to be in his position?
Maybe, perhaps we would have had Joseph Pinto in his position and then Fatao on the other wing. Because he joined the team a few days to our first game. So I wasn't really expecting him to start the game. But Coach Milo started him and he had a poor game.
He really disappeared.
For me,
I didn't even see him. What will be your ratings?
Okay, let's give him 5.
Okay. Then we have Joseph Pence. I feel like this guy had most of our chances and he screwed all of them. Joe, your take?
I think we don't need to talk about him much. He did very well. And he gave us a glimpse of what he can do in a friendly game against Algeria. In the friendly game against Algeria, to me, he was the only positive in that game. And he showed it yesterday against the Moroccans. He did well. he forced the only save that Yashin had to do in the game. He did very well. If he had gotten the kind of support up front from Dede and Jordan, probably we would have won the game. So I'll give him 7.
Well, I think he needs a partnership with the Ayew brothers. That's the only thing he has to do so that he knows where they are and gives the right passes to them. Because at one point in time in the first half, you realize that he sent a lower shot across, but Andre Ayew couldn't connect that ball to tap it. And then we have our captain, Andre Ayew.
I don't want to talk about him. I'm glad that I'm not the one who's going to rate him.
The man.
Yeah.
I saw a post on Facebook saying he's a leader, fighter, captain. Fine. Well, he's the leader, obviously. He wears the captain's armband for the Black Stars. But yesterday, man, I didn't see him. I didn't see him throughout the 90 minutes. And I don't understand why Milo kept him in the game for the whole 90 minutes.
And he had the guts to tell us that he wasn't feeling well.
He wasn't feeling
the players wanted him on the pitch. Whilst we had other options, this tournament has 5 substitutions and the coach made only 3 or 4.
But wait, do you blame him?
Well, I won't blame him.
We will talk about the game itself and then Milo and Rajevac's tactics and all that some other time.
Okay.
But Dede Ayew had very poor game. He was very, very poor. I'll give him 2 over 10.
2 over 10,
Yeah,
your captain. Then we have his brother, Jordan Ayew. Joe.
He shouldn't have been on the pitch after 50 minutes.
After 50 minutes?
After 50 minutes, he should have been taken off. You bring in Fatau, then we play Joseph Pento because Pento at club level, sometimes he plays as a false 9. Yeah. You bring in Fatau because the Moroccans are playing a 3-back with 2 wing-backs, meaning that the attackers will love to go forward. So you bring in all your pacey players and we try and catch them on counter. Okay. Jordan stays on the pitch for how many minutes? 84 minutes.
Yeah, before he was substituted. So what would be your rating of Jordan Ayew before?
I also give him 2.
What about your thoughts on the substitutions? Were you expecting Daniel Kofi on the pitch?
He had no business coming up.
Kofi even had enough.
We've conceded a goal. We need goal scorers. You have strikers sitting on the bench. That's what I've been saying that. And in 2008, we had the same problem with our coach. You are going to a tournament with an injured defender. We tell you, so the player will be fit.
It's okay.
Semi-final.
It's okay. Let's talk about the man over here, Coach Milovan Rajevac. Ima, keep it short.
Okay. Rajevac yesterday had his tactics right in the first half because how he approached the game, he wanted a draw for me. And a draw would have been a good result for Ghana to build on. But unfortunately, we lost. And the second half, for the first half, Morocco showed us the respect that we are Ghana and we've won the AFCON 4 times. But in the second half, they saw that Ghana has nothing to offer. So let's risk it all. Let's press them. And then they did, and then they got the results. For me, Milovan Rajevac, I'll rate him 4 over 10.
I think that's fair because for me, I wasn't.
But do you remember he lost his first game in 2010 AFCON?
That's what people are saying. That's what
the first game against
Cote d'Ivoire.
Our first game was supposed to be against Togo. That game didn't come on, and we had 3 points. Before
enough with the history. Let's look at the match. I know. We are dealing with time over here.
Yeah, but I'm saying that in 2010, before we played the La Côte d'Ivoire game, we had 3 points comfortably sitting.
We qualified with only 3 points.
No,
we won
we'll
1.
deal with that one at another time. But the statistics after the match.
You won't let me talk about the coach.
I know. It's okay. Let's move on and talk about the statistics. For ball possession, the Black Stars had 38%, with Morocco having 62%. Shots, both teams had 12 shots. Then, in terms of passes, the Moroccans had much more passes than the Black Stars, and you can see the passing accuracy with the Moroccans having 7%, the Black Stars 63%, and fouls committed were 21. Guys, what are your thoughts on our ball possession?
Now, in summary, for my final sum, I'm saying that the fact that we lost the first game doesn't mean that we cannot qualify.
Yeah.
And also, it is not a guarantee that many people are trying to make us believe that, as for these people, we are going to beat them hands down. If you watch the game against Gabon and Comoros, you will sit back and re-strategize again. And we hope that going forward, Andre Ayew and his brother Jordan can be more proactive in our games, because Andre is our top scorer and he has always been there when we need someone to step up. So hopefully on Friday, Andre will step up and give us some goals against Gabon.
Iman, you have the final thought on this Group C. This is how it looks. Gabon leading the table according to alphabetical order, although they have 3 points and just a goal. Morocco are second. Then Comoros also on top of Ghana just because of their alphabetical spelling, and Ghana are last with 0 points as well as Comoros. Iman, your final take.
This is a group that Ghana has to qualify. Barring the fact that we've lost the first game, we have to qualify. The second game will be more difficult because Gabon won yesterday, and with a draw against Ghana, they can qualify to the round of 16. So I'm just hoping from the Ghanaian perspective, Black Stars have to make through. Please, they should qualify for us.
Okay, gentlemen, thanks for your time. My name is Joseph Adamafi, and I did this with Joel Leshen and Emmanuel Enin of the Ghana Web Sports Department. We'll be coming your way with much more exciting videos on AFCON 2021. Joel will also be coming your way with commentary from the Egypt versus Nigerian game. Thanks for your time.